Hello guys, welcome you all to another video, and today we are going to finish the story which we have started yesterday. John Steinbeck's The Chrysanthemum. So now we have seen that how Eliza and her husband has no good relationship, and as Henry goes out to get the cattle, and there was one tinker जो भांडे वगैरे नीट करतो किंवा चमचा आणि कैचीला धार लावून देतो. ओके, दॅट टिंकर and जो भांडे वगैरे व्यवस्थित करून होतो, दॅट टिंकर and his wagon has arrived there. Okay, so now I am going to give you only summary, and then I'm going to finish this story. So Elida gives the tinker instruction to pass along to the woman. She explained that the most care is needed when the budding begins. She claims to have planting hands and can feel the flowers as if she is one with them. She speaks from a kneeling position, growing impatient. The tinker says he might know what she means, and Eliza interrupts him to talk about the stars, which at night are driven into your body and are hot and sharp and lovely. She reaches out to touch his pant leg, but stops before she does. He says such things are not as nice if you haven't eaten. Sobered, Eliza finds two pans for him to fix. At the tinker works, she asks him if he sleeps in the wagon. She says she wishes women could live the kind of life he does. He says it wouldn't be suitable, and she asks how he knows. After paying him 50 cents, she says that she can do the same work she does. He says his life would be lonesome and frightening for a woman. Before he leaves, she reminds him to keep the sand around the chrysanthemum damp. For a moment, he seems to forget that she gave him the flowers. Eliza watches the wagon trundle away, whispering to herself. She goes into the house and baths, scrubbing her skin with pumic until it hurts. Then she examines her naked body in the mirror, pulling in her stomach and pushing out her chest. Then, observing her back, she dresses in a new underwear and a dress and does her hair and makeup. Henry comes home and takes a bath. Eliza sets out his clothes and then goes to sit on the porch. When Henry emerges, he says that she looks nice. Surrounding surprise, she asks him what he means, and he says she looks different, strong, and happy. She asks what he means by strong. Confused, he says that she's playing a game, and then explains that she looks like she could break a calf and eat it. Elida loses her composure for a moment and then agrees with him. As they drive along the road towards Salinas, Eliza sees a dark spot up ahead and can't stop herself from looking at it, sure that it is a pile of discarded chrysanthemum, should that the tinker has thrown away. Eliza thinks that he could have at least disposed of them off the road, and then realizes he had to keep the pot. They pass the tinker's wagon, and Eliza doesn't look. She says she is looking forward to dinner. Henry says she is different again, but then she kindly that he should take her out more often. She asks whether they can have wine at dinner, and he says yes. Eliza says she has read that at the fight the men beat each other until their boxing gloves are soaked with blood. She asks whether women go to the fights, and Henry says that same do, and that he will take her to the one if she would like to go. She declines and pulls her coat collar over her face so that Henry can't see her crying. So let's briefly look at the themes, motives, and symbol of this story. So the first theme is the inequality of gender. The story, The Chrysanthemums, is an understand but pointed critique of a society that has no place for intelligent women. Eliza is smart, energetic, attractive, and ambitious, but all these attitudes go to waste. Although the two key men in the story are less interesting and talented than she, their lives are far more fulfilling and busy. Henry is not as intelligent as Eliza, but it is he who runs the art ranch, supports himself and his wife, and makes business deals. All Eliza can do is watch him from after he's performed his job. Whatever information she gets about the management of the ranch comes indirectly from Henry, who speaks only in vague, condensing terms instead of treating his wife as an equal partner. The tinker seems clever than Henry, but doesn't have Eliza's spirit, passion, or thirst for adventures. According to Eliza, he may not even match her skills as a tinker. Nevertheless, it is he who gets to ride about the country, living an adventurous life that he believes in and fit for women. Steinbeck uses Henry and the Tinker as standings for the paternalism of patriarchal societies in general. Just as they ignore women potential, so too does society. Next theme is the importance of sexual fulfillment. Steinbeck argues that the need for sexual fulfillment is incredibly powerful and that pursuit of it can cause people to act in rational way. Eliza and Henry have a functional but passionless marriage and seem to treat each other more as siblings or friends than as spouses. Eliza is a robust woman associated with fertility and sexuality but has no children, hinting at the non sexual nature of her relationship with Henry. Despite the fact that her marriage doesn't meet her needs, Eliza remains a sexual person, a quality that Steinbeck portrayed as a normal and desirable. As a result of her frustrated desires, Eliza's attraction to the tinker is frighteningly powerful and uncontrollable. When she speaks to him about looking at the stars at night, for example, her language is forward, nearly pornographic. She kneels before him in a posture of sexual submission, reaching out towards him and looking as the narrator puts it like a frowning dog. The essence she put herself at the mercy of a complete stranger. The aftermath of Eliza's powerful attraction is perhaps even more damaging than the attraction itself. Her sexuality, forced to lie for so long, overwhelms her and crushes her spirit after springing to life so suddenly. Clothing. If this is the motive. Eliza's clothing changes as her muted masculine persona become more feminine after the visit from the tinker. When the story begins, Eliza is wearing an androgynous gardening outfit complete with heavy shoes, thick gloves, a man's hat, and an off-arm filled with sharp phallic implements. The narrator even describes her body as a blocked and heavy. The masculinity of Eliza's clothing and shape reflect her sexual existence. After speaking with the tinker, however, Eliza begins to feel intellectually and physically stimulated. A change that is reflected in the removal of her gloves. She also removes her hat, showing her lovely hair. When the tinker leaves, Eliza undergoes an almost ritualistic transformation. She strips, bathes herself, examines her naked body in the mirror, and then dresses. She chooses to don fancy undergarments, reflect the newly energetic and sexualized Eliza. At the end of the story, after Eliza has seen the cast offshoots, she pulls her up her coat collar to hide her tears, a gesture that suggests a move backward into the repressed state in which she has lived most, if not all, of her adult life. Chrysanthemum is one of the symbol. The chrysanthemums symbolizes both Eliza and the limited scope of her life. Like Eliza, the chrysanthemums are lovely, strong, and thriving. They're flowered like Eliza's house is steady and scrupulously ordered. Eliza explicitly identified herself with the flowers, even saying that she becomes one with the plant when she tends to them. When the tinker notices the chrysanthemums, Eliza visibly brightened just as if he had noticed her estate. She offers the chrysanthemum to him at the same time she offers herself, both of which he ignores and tosses aside. His rejection of the flowers also mimics the way society has rejected women as nothing more than a mothers and housekeepers. Just like her, the flowers are unobjectable and also unimportant. Both are merely decorative and add little value to the world. The Salinas value. The Salinas value symbolizes Eliza's emotional life. The story opens with a lengthy description of valley, which Stenbeck likens to a fort topped with a lid made of fog. The metaphor of the valley as a closed pot suggests that Eliza is trapped inside an airless world and that her existence has reached a boiling point. Also learn that although there is a sunshine nearby, no light penetrates the valley. Sunshine is often associated with happiness, and the implication is that while people near her are happy, Eliza is not. It is December, and the prevailing atmosphere in the valley is chilly and watchful, but not yet devoid of hope. The description of the weather and the general spirit of the inhabitants of the valley applies equally well to Eliza, who is like a fellow wild, quiet but not beaten down and unable to grow. What first seemed to be a relical description of valley in California is revealed to be a rich symbol of Eliza's claustrophobic and happy yet awful manner life. Hey guys, here we have finished our story, and in next week we are going to start our novel. So thank you for watching. See you in the next.